Who do you love?
What's the best label to have attached to you today? Counter demonstrator. Wouldn't it be nice if we just all called counter demonstrators and not Antifa, not Black Lives Matter, not left-wing demonstrators, just counter demonstrator. Just little old counter demonstrators out there in Charlottesville. And again, there's no defense, obviously, for the positions that the white nationalists have taken or the signs they carry, that kind of thing, but they certainly had the right and then, in fact, fought for the right to have their demonstration. McAuliffe and those guys knew this was coming. They had to know because this Unite the Right rally was planned for a long, long time. And, in fact, they had to get a federal court injunction. Do you know anything about the background of what this is all about? No, of course you don't. Because no one wants to tell you about the background of this or even what this is about. Did you know what this is about? Of course, you guys all know what it's about. But it's about the left-wing thugs in Charlottesville who wanted to remove the Robert E. Lee statue from Charlottesville. And, in fact, and they're spray painting it with black light. You know the drill. And so, of course, when you incite people to this degree, you're going to get a lot of fringe elements out there who are responding to it. Much like you have the fringe elements of our society demanding that statues be taken down, you're going to have a fringe element of society not happy about it. But anyway, this Unite the Right rally, they got an injunction in federal court because the city wanted to revoke the permit for the rally. So Governor McAuliffe, they were well aware of what was going on here. This thing had been brewing for a long, long time. They knew exactly what was going on. They knew all the people who were probably going to be there. These white KKK loons and these nationalist guys. They knew these guys were all coming. They had to have known what was brewing, and yet these people had a permit. You know who didn't have a permit? Antifa. Black Lives Matter. They didn't have permits. So what happened is they knew this was coming. Governor McAuliffe knew this. Either he knew it and willfully wanted this civil war, or he didn't know it, which is even just as bad to not have anticipated this. This must have been the intelligence operation of the state police or any law enforcement in that area must have been so horrible, or they knew and just didn't do anything. What do you think happened here? I'll tell you what I think happened. I think Governor McAuliffe wanted this fight. He wanted this civil war. And they were more than happy after being pinched in federal court because these guys got a permit. They were more than happy to sink the left-wing racists on the white racists. And so they wanted this war. McAuliffe wants to run for president in 2020. And he thought this, and I'm waiting for the next editorial. I guarantee you, please keep an eye out on this, Pippi and Aiden and Denise, you too.
All right.
You got it.
Keep an eye out for the next story to talk about how Governor McAuliffe's star is shining. But they were more than happy to allow these two crazies, these groups, to fight with each other. Why wouldn't you have the state police out there right away? From the very beginning. Why wouldn't you have the state police out there? Why would you wait until 11:30 in the morning to declare a state of emergency when the first punch was thrown? There were no arrests, and the groups, which is just absolutely beyond me how this was allowed to happen. You do not allow the groups to commingle. You keep them separate. You have separate zones and everything else. The law enforcement planning of this was so horrible, was so terrible that the only conclusion you could draw is that it was done on purpose. That they left all these individuals to their own devices and were more than happy to watch people war. Because look what the outcome is. It's a reaffirmation that all Trump supporters are racist. It's a reaffirmation that the people who support Confederate monuments are just like the guy carrying the Nazi flag. I've also discovered this newfound patriotism among the left. Suddenly, flags are important to them. Because when their people were burning them in protest, there was nary a disagreement with it. Didn't get any coverage. It was kind of part of the whole deal. But now said it's like, boy, carrying a Nazi flag sure is unpatriotic. Oh, you mean, more unpatriotic than burning an American flag? Same thing. It's all disturbing, but the bottom line is these two groups, these two sides, have no semblance of any kind of agreement with most Americans. The left-wing groups out there are as distasteful and disgusting as the right-wing ones are. But they all came together in Charlottesville and were allowed to. But boy, am I so happy that President Obama has come out of retirement and made the statement because, we need the calming voice of President Obama at a time of crisis like this. So I'm really happy that he has come out. Obama! And made this statement, which I really appreciate.
I think the danger, as I said, is that we somehow suggest that the act of a troubled individual speaks to some larger political statement across the country.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Oh, that. Darn it. I thought that was yesterday. What? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, that was when 5 police officers were murdered in Dallas.